All right, so the Giants finished the season 6-11, I believe. Um, Now it's time to fix this damn team because this past fucking season was awful. So, as we already know, I didn't even try to make this video until things seemed a little bit more finalized, but we moved on from Wake Martindale. Technically, I think that motherfucker resigned. Hearing some of the shit about him storming out, I guess because I guess the Giants fired his linebacker coaches. He decided to get all up in his fucking mood and shit and like storm out and do all this other crazy shit. Um, and apparently it was a mutual separation. I don't believe that. I think this was more so on Martindale than the Giants, or I should say Martindale and the Giants. This seems like it was all one sided. Um, I'm honestly happy about this move, to be honest. I did not. If you've been paying attention to anything I've been saying the past year or so, I have been wanting Martindale gone for a while. I admittingly liked the pickup. I thought it was a bit weird that we hired someone who couldn't even make things work with the Baltimore Ravens defense, let alone ours. I thought that was a little weird. But after this past, not this past season, but last season, even with us going to the playoffs, man, I know when you're a coach and you don't really want to mess up a good thing, because, we did go to the playoffs last year, you really don't want to touch nothing. But dude, I thought Martindale should have got fired last year. I think he was literally part of the reason why we lost that divisional round to the Eagles. And this year, I think he was the reason why we lost a lot of games. Now, we did not have a quarterback for most of those games, so I can't. It's kind of hard to win games, when you're handicapped at probably the most important position on the team. But still, man, my biggest problem with his scheme is it's way, way too blitz friendly. Um, like there were too many times the last 2 years where you got the whole fucking front seven, right? You got, Kayvon, and you got, Micah McFadden back there, and Bobby Okokori, and, and Aziz Ojulari whenever he saw the fucking field. And you can tell these motherfuckers are about to just, like, blitz the fucking quarterback, right? Meanwhile, our entire fucking secondary is like down the fucking street, and you wonder why CeeDee Lamb and Devontae Smith and all these other motherfuckers is getting wide the fuck open, cross routes and shit. Not a soul in front. I mean, wide open. Wonder why motherfuckers like Tyreek Hill and shit is getting. I mean, I get that some of these guys you have to play off of because they will burn you. But dude, seriously, press these motherfuckers at the line of scrimmage. If you're gonna play off them, at least play like maybe a little bit off them. You don't have to go down the fucking street, okay, to defend these motherfuckers. Like it's ridiculous. So I was never really a fan of his defense. I didn't think he did well at situational football. There were times where we've had third and longs, and I'm like, sweet, we're about to get these motherfuckers off the field, and then next thing you know, it's first down. There's times where, it's third and long, game's on the line, and we're like, okay, there should be no fucking reason why we can't win this game. First fucking down. It's like, it's too motherfucking blitz friendly, and it's too motherfucking predictable. And then you wonder why you get crunched by Dallas, you get slammed by Philly countless times, and I think people are probably going to look at the Eagles game from a couple weeks ago and say, "Oh, why would you let that go, dude?" The Eagles, first of all, the Eagles have a massive fucking problem, like a massive problem. Okay, that's number one. That is way beyond any coaching anything, right? They're just in their own. I don't know what the fuck's going on with that damn organization. Okay, but they were also resting their starters. And then some starters didn't even fucking play because they were hurt. So I'm not really. It's not like they had much to fight for anyway, because the only thing to fight for was the NFC East title, and Dallas was having their way with Washington. So what was the fucking point of having everyone out there all beat up and shit, just to fucking fight, and for what? For what? You wasn't gonna win shit. Dallas is having their fucking way with Washington. So, like, I think a lot of people are going to look back at that and say, listen, he's finally the coordinator that helped us beat the Eagles. But I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, man, there was nothing about this. First of all, I think this year's defense was worse than last year's. Second, even the games we won, I'm like, there was nothing fucking impressive about our damn defense, really. Like, I just didn't get it. But you know what? He's gone. I wanted him gone last year. I thought Daboll should have fired him last year, but he didn't. Quite frankly, that's probably part of the reasons why we didn't make the fucking playoffs this year. But he's gone now. Now it's time to move forward. I don't really have much of a pick choice for a defensive coordinator. I've always been more so of a 4-3 guy. If we can go back to that 4-3 type scheme defense, that would be sweet. You know, the motherfucking defense we won 2 fucking Super Bowls with, our last 2 Super Bowls. That would be fucking great. But in all actuality, I don't really have a pick. Actually, that's a lie. My defensive coordinator pick is Patrick Graham. Patrick Graham isn't going anywhere, and if he is going somewhere, he's going somewhere as a head coach. But outside of that, I don't think he's leaving Las Vegas. I'd be stunned if he gets anywhere near New York. Obviously, with him being very familiar with his organization and with him being our defensive coordinator just a couple years ago, he's the smartest choice. He really should already be our defensive coordinator, but I guess this motherfucker was all in his damn feelings because he didn't get the fucking head coach job a couple years ago. But I would have him back in a heartbeat. A guy like Leslie Frazier is someone else I would consider. Leslie Frazier is old as fuck though, so I don't. That's another thing. I'm kind of done with like these old coordinators, dude. Like even in other teams in the NFL, like you got some very good young coaching talent coming up, and we're over here looking at these old ass dinosaurs and wonder why they can't stop shit. I kind of feel that way about Vic. Can't fucking talk today. Vic Fangio down in Miami. Like, you mean to tell me? Now, don't get me wrong. Like, amazing coach, but like, I'm starting to think that some of these coaches, man, like the game is just passing them fucking by. Like, so I would personally love to see us go and get someone new-ish. Someone's linebacker coach, someone's defensive back coach, someone who's like, like they weren't fucking coaching longer than I've been fucking alive. I think that would be pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, I don't really have a pick, really. I just want someone who doesn't blitz all the fucking time. I want someone who's not afraid of having corners to press motherfucking receivers at the line of scrimmage. Not have not have the corners and defensive backs go down the fucking street to cover because you're so afraid. Talk about confidence in your guys. You're so afraid that they're going to get burnt that they're literally playing at like 10 yards down the field. It's fucking insane. But yeah, I don't want that. I'm ready. I'm very excited, to be honest with you. I don't like switching head coaches, but whenever we did switch a head coach, the idea of getting a new defensive-minded coach, or I should say a new defense period, was exciting for me. So I'm very excited that we're moving on from Wink. Well, let's see what we do. I did hear not too long ago, I believe his name is, what is the fuck this motherfucker's name is? Carmen Brasillo, the offensive line coach for the Raiders. Apparently now he's our offensive line coach. This motherfucker look like Brian Daboll. Damn. Doesn't he kind of look at that? Doesn't he kind of look like him? That's crazy. But yeah. Let's see what we do. I'm going to make a quarterback rant video coming up very soon because apparently we want to keep Daniel Jones. This whole motherfucking organization must want to hit the reset button again because DJ he will get your coach fired and he's about to get his second fucking GM canned as well. But that's for another video. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.